You don't want to sweep, please. Please, for me, don't sweep the brush. We're not cleaning the house, we're beating a face. They don't have to be twins, but they could look similar. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Valentine's Day is slowly approaching. I thought it would be cute to do a video for the girls that wanna do their makeup for Valentine's Day. You know, you have a cute date, you have a Valentine's event, whatever it may be. Basically, how to do your Valentine's Day makeup by yourself, girl. It's time, let's go. Let's go. It is time. There is no reason why in 2022 should you be booking, no, understand getting your makeup done, but this video is gonna be for the girls that, you know, wanna do something on a budget, wanna do something at home. I tried my best. We're getting this video out early so that you could, you know, have time to buy your products and practice for the Valentine's Day vibe. Filling in my brow. It's giving gremlin. It's giving let's not give. Let's probably take some back. I'm gonna use LA Girl concealer today. If you know, you know. LA Girl is really an OG concealer. This could be found at the beauty supply store, at Ulta, and that's all I know of for sure. This is what I'm gonna use to clean up my brows. I wouldn't really get too caught up in the type of brushes that you're using, but if you do wanna put in that extra oomph, I would recommend using a flat brush like this.
So using a flat brush like this one makes it way easier to clean and reshape your brows. And I don't usually do this, but today I decided to blend out as I was shaping them just so I could really get it precise because my brows were thicker than a Snicker. So I decided, you know, girl, let me take my time with it.
Doing your makeup is never going to be perfect and exact the same time you do it every time you do it. So I really like to just take my time, and something that I've learned with doing anything on yourself, whether it be your hair or your own makeup or your own nails, is don't be afraid to mess up, because being afraid to mess up really gets in your mind and really like throws you off. But if you're just like throwing yourself at it, doing it, just, you know, concealing the top, it really doesn't matter if you make a mistake because it's easy to correct it. But yeah, so I'm just going in with the concealer and I'm matching up the brows to see if they match, which they do, but they look absolutely crazy. Like, they look so thick. Let's be serious. But now it is time to get into the face of it all. And I am going to start off with primer. Maybelline Matte and Poreless Mattifying Primer to just settle any of the oils or shine that I have on my face before I go ahead and put my foundation. Kind of focus it in my T-zone because that is where I get shiny first. If you guys are looking for a quick foundation that is good, that is something you could find at like a Walgreens, Rite Aid. Maybelline Fit Me Foundation with vitamin E, excuse me. That's new. The shade 355 Coconut. This is just the shade that has always matched me perfectly when shopping for this foundation. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna take the Maybelline foundation and apply it with a dense, you see how this is dense? And I'm not talking uneducated. This is dense, like a really dense foundation brush. This is what I feel like applies foundation the best, opposed to using a beauty blender for foundation. I like to use like dense brushes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this and this and get to applying. This is where the beating comes into play. And another tip, you wanna make sure your foundation brush is damp. We're not applying with a dry brush. We don't do that anymore. Have we ever? We have, but we don't do it anymore. So I'm just going to do like so and start stippling. We like to call it stippling. So you guys just want to kind of dab the brush into the skin. You don't want to sweep, please. Please, for me, don't sweep the brush. We're not cleaning the house, we're beating a face. So you kind of want to do like a beat like that, like just a pat in to give it like a blended look.
I'm tripping on bullshit, only like you know I ride with a full clip euphoria. A good girl like a hood nigga when you.
So I'm making sure to get the inner corners and the outer corners of my eye because that is really going to help shape my face well.
Highlighted the points of my face that I want to make lighter. Now I got this tip from the UK girlies, I heard on a stream, is to use a even lighter concealer on top of that. So that's what I'm about to do. This is the shade Natural, also from LA Girl Pro. These concealers are like $2.99 and they're pretty good quality. I also heard to get really good coverage, you're gonna wanna let your concealer sit for a little while. You're not gonna wanna blend it out right away, which is something I normally do. But to get a fuller, thicker, brighter coverage, you're just going to let it sit on your face. In the meantime, while you're letting it sit, now is when I recommend you run to the bathroom or whatever and damp your beauty blender. You wanna make sure your beauty blender is clean and damp, wet. Yes.
When blending out the concealer, I'm making sure to pat and get over my eyelid. So I'm bringing the concealer over my entire eyelid so that it can act as an eyeshadow base for the eyeshadows that we're about to use. We about to get into it, girl. Yeah. But before that, I'm gonna make sure to contour with my CoverGirl contour concealer stick thing. I don't remember, but I'm gonna have everything linked down below for you guys. But yeah, so I just like to contour around the perimeter of my face and in my cheekbones. So I like to kind of suck in and do in my cheekbones, as you guys can see.
So a major key that I feel like is really make or break in your makeup is powdered contour. So it's basically like setting powder but for your contour, and it just really warms up the face. I have not yet invested in myself, yes, but I will soon. That's on the shopping list, okay? I'm going to set my under eye concealer using the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. This is the setting powder that I have for right now. I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender and press evenly into the powder and then get into my under eye. Like so. If you are new to makeup, eyes is probably the hardest thing, but it's really pretty simple once you get the hang of what you're doing. Invest in palettes. Palettes makes doing your makeup 10 times easier. This is the palette we're gonna be using today. Morphe, you've seen it before, yes? When it comes to palettes, there are so many different makeup looks that you could get from just one palette. And if you have like 3 different palettes in your collection, millions of hundreds of looks that you can get from the few palettes that you do have. Here, if you guys can see, these are perfect for Valentine's Day. So I'm super excited to get into this palette and create this look. When it comes to just creating your outermost shade, so the overall background shade, you're gonna wanna use a really fluffy brush.
Close.
Circular motion.
You making it hard for me, I won't lie. But just cause you got options don't mean I won't try.
I'm gonna take a flat shader brush and I'm going to get my water again, and I'm going to spray it and make sure the brush is completely damp. And when it comes to eyeshadows, using water really activates the color and the glitter and the vibrancy of whatever shade you're using. And then I'm going to pat it all over my lid as the base to the glitter that I'm gonna use. So that's what we're doing with that. And as you can see, Morphe's shadows are just so pigmented. I really can't get over it myself. So this is why I always go back to them. But yeah, so I'm just gonna pack it all over my lid as kind of the base. This is where things get fairly well, I'm about to do winged eyeliner. Now this could be tricky for beginners because it took so long for me to get how to do winged eyeliner, but honestly, it's just another one of those things that you can't be scared to try. You just need to take the winged eyeliner and start doing shapes that favor a wing. It's kind of how I taught myself how to do winged liner. I haven't done it in a while, so so basically I'm just gonna start with the outside and then just flick it up towards the end of my eyebrow. So kind of like that, and then I'm going to connect it and draw a line downward. So the top line is you're gonna kind of draw it slanted because you kind of want to bring it into your lash line like that, and then just fill in the blanks, honestly. They don't have to be twins, but they could look similar. We're on to my favorite part, which is the lashes. I'm using this glue that I'm not sure of, but I'm also using drugstore lashes. They're like $5 and they're super easy to get. Yeah, so I'll make sure to insert a picture of these lashes that I have.
Me can't choose this. Empty out the clip before you lose this. You see for our ambition took us.
Time to brush off the powder, which basically we're burnt at this point. We've been baking for how long now? Do some blush because, you know, it's Valentine's Day. Like, what do you mean? You know, if your man's not making you blush, dump him, please. I'm gonna be using this e.l.f. another palette. I'm actually gonna mix them because why not? And I'm just gonna apply it to the apples of my cheek, kind of to bring more color into my face in an upward circular motion. It's like a pop to the cheek. and even to the nose. Yes. I started doing this recently and I feel like it just makes you look so cute. So cute. Okay guys, so that is basically it for this beginner friendly Valentine's Day look. It was super easy to do and it's giving Valentine's Day. Where are my roses? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will have every product I use down below, as well as links if I could find them, even though all this stuff could be bought in person and should be. Yes, I'll see you guys in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.